Hello, my name is Brenda. My channel is Handwork Maniac. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, and today we're going to do the May-nia plans for 2025 because May starts tomorrow. May-nia. So I'll show you what I worked on last year for May-nia, which ones got finished, which ones didn't, and then I'll show you my the ones I have ready to put in when there's an empty slot. It will make more sense as we go along. Okay, so last year on May 1st, I worked on Primavera in Citta by Crocette a gogo, and that was started in May-nia of 2022. And I finished that one just a couple of days ago. It is on 46 count natural, 1 strand over 2 fabric threads with the called for DMC. I may have changed the white. If it called for 3865, I changed the white to a brighter white. That one was so fun. I love pink and green. And this was all the pinks and greens. So that one can come off because it's finished. On the second day of May, I worked on R-Kade, which I started during May-nia, clear back in 2019. Which bag? Not the, oh, this one. I found it. I found it. R-Kade is by Long Dog Samplers. It's R-Kade. It's on 40 count Conifer by Picture This Plus. And I'm using Silks for You. Silks, a hank of PR114, and I think the other one is PR120. 2 colors. It's almost halfway, but I still love it. Has an alphabet across the bottom, and the top says, cares of tomorrow can wait until this day is done. I just think it's so pretty. So I will pull this one out and work on it on May 2nd because it's not finished yet. I do work on these pieces other times of the year besides just May-nia. Okay, May 3rd, I started Mystery rquoir, or rquoir Mystery in 2022. This one. And it is not finished yet, so I will work on that again on May 3rd. So I'm 46 count antique white. It's by Isabelle Haccourt Vatier, Mystery rquoir. And I'm using Glorianna in the Navy, Dinky Dyes Pacific Ocean, DMC 644, and Rainbow Gallery PB10. I just chose my own colors for this one. Her model is all in red. Oh, I should show you the picture, huh? And then this is what mine looks like. So I will keep working on that one on May 3rd and other times of the year. May 4th is, what's it called? Patchwork Sampler. That is not it. Oh man, what's Patchwork Sampler in? Not that one. Is it this one? No. Oh, it's in this one. I have been working on this since 2019. I have restarted it 3 times. It is a gorgeous pattern. But again, I'm not happy with the colors I chose. I was just going to do it with a bunch of threads that I had leftovers from other things. Nope, it goes this way. So I'm going to end it right there. I will cut it so I can make it into a little pillow or something because it's still beautiful. But I'm not going to keep working on it. Looking at how much is left and how long this would take. And every time I get it out, it feels like work instead of fun. So I'm going to end this one where it is. So it will come off. May 5th is Faery Square by Carolyn Manning. This way, I believe, is up. Yes. Mine is on 46 count. Oh. It's by BeStitchMe. It'll be in the description box. I did my own color conversion of DMCs. So if you are interested in that color conversion, let me know. My email address is always in the description box. I finished that a few months ago, and it was so nice to have that one finished because it's from 2022. So that one can come off. Oh, the next one is clear back there. Oh my gosh. Hang on. This is a stitching shelf for May 6th. I started it in 2018 for my very first May-nia. It is a heaven and earth design that looks like this. Mine is on 25 count, even weave, 1/1, full cross. And this is what I have so far. Still loving this one. So it will definitely still stay on the board. May 7th was a Tiny Town by Hands-On Design. No, Heart and Hand. And I finished that one. It's the Seaside Tiny Town. I finished it just as you would a pillow and turn it inside out. And I am going to tie it around a spool that is just the right size that I got from Jordy's Handmade. My Tiny Towns she's on Etsy, Jordy's Handmade. I'll put that in the description box. She made the spool. Her grandmother made the spools, but she sells them. Mine is on 46 count. All my Tiny Towns are on 46 count. So the spool that I got from Jordy was the right size for these to be 46 count. And I'm pretty sure I used almost all of the called for colors. It seems like there was one I didn't have, or it was kind of the wrong dye lot, so I changed it out to match the model photo better. So that one can come off. The next one for May 8th is Joy to the World by Praiseworthy Stitches. Oh, no, sorry. It's called A Churchyard Christmas. It says Joy to the World on it, but it's called Churchyard Christmas. And this got added to the May-nia board in 2020, but it was already a whip then. Some years I add whips in, things I've already started to fill in the holes on my May-nia board. Mine is on 32 count Mirage by Picture This Plus, which is the called for fabric. And I'm using 2 strands of floss with the called for threads over 2 strands of floss over 2 fabric threads. I haven't filled in the roofs yet. They're done with a long satin stitch. So this one will stay on the board. The next one is Sleeping Princess on May 9th, that I started on May 9th in 2019. And I was working on this one just the other day, so I need to take it out of the cuse notes. Oh, she's looking so lovely. I found the bottom of the bed finally over here and did a little bit of the, I have some threads that are waiting to be used. I did some of the flower garlands that go down onto the floor. Finished all this side of the bed, except for the beads. There's no beads on it yet. Got her beautiful face. My daughter Catherine finished this whole top part for me one year for my birthday and Mother's Day. Mine is on 32 count Water Lily with the called for DMC and the specialty threads and the beads eventually. So that one will stay on. May 10th was a Whitman tin designed for the Swan Sampler Guild by Ellen Chester. And I finished that, and I'll attach it to the top of a Whitman tin. I'll probably line the inside with fabric. So that one's done. On May 11th last year, I started a Mill Hill kit called Summer Fruit. And I finished that. It's a button and beads kit by Mill Hill. I did it on the provided, it's a kit, so it has perforated paper that comes with it. Lots of beads. That was so fun. So that one can come off. Last year on May 12th, I started a Dimensions, I have the Dimensions kit to make these 6 ornaments. Last year, so I do one a year. Last year I made the church. And it's actually fully finished. So was the Seaside Tiny Town. So exciting. My, looks like my tower is a little askew when I finished it. I pulled on it right there, I must have. But I still love it. That's the second one I've done. So that one can come off. On May 13th in 2020, I started Serenity Harbor by the Bay Needle Arts. Here is the cover photo. I'm using the called for colors DMC, except for anywhere where there were going to be large patches of a solid color. I just found a very similar variegated color and switched to that. The water is a variegated Dinky Dyes. I'll put that in the description box. I'll tell you what color that is. I'm about halfway, maybe. Oh, I love this one. I cannot wait to work on this one some more. Mine is on 40 count Lakeside Vintage Lentil. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And on May 13th, this is what I'll be working on. And hopefully it will get pulled out several times over the summer. I love to work on it in the summer. So it will stay on. On May 14th, I started a shepherd's bush bag, mesh bag, called Thankful. And I finished that. So cute. It was this whole kit was a gift from a dear friend. I had so much fun stitching that. Came with the beads. Oh, it's just fun. So that is a shepherd's bush design. So that one came off. On May 15th, I started, on May 15th in 2023, I started Stitching Summer by Twin Peak Primitives. Mine is on 46 count Flawn by BeStitchMe fabric. I'm using the called for DMC, 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And I finished it last summer. I was so excited. I love it. Look, those guys are fishing off of a spool of thread. And the little beach houses are on one of the other spools. It's so cute. So that one can come off. On May 16th, I started last year, I started Toy Box Etui by Betsy Morgan. It's part of her Toy Box Etui series. Sorry, I started Paint Box, which was the last piece that I needed to do for her Toy Box Etui collection. I have not fully finished it, but I did finish all the stitching. It was a kit, so it came with the silks. It's Glorianna silks. And I think this is 32 count. It came with the fabric, but I think it's 32 count prairie grass, something like that. So that one can come off. On May 19th, I started a Blackberry Lane Designs ornament called Watch. What is it called? Something Shepherd's Watch. Keeping Watch. Oh, I know it was something watch. I have done, there's 3 of them by Blackberry Lane Designs, 3 ornaments. I've done the other 2. I'm working on this one. It's close to a finish. I'm hoping to finish it before May 19th so I can put something else in that slot. It's basically a miniature Hade. I have it's like a miniature full coverage, 89 colors. It has this many colors in it. It's a lot of colors. It's just like a teeny tiny Heaven and Earth design full coverage piece. This was the first ornament that I did, and it's over 1 on like 32 count or 36 count. I need to measure this fabric because this was so long ago I can't remember now. But it has the Nativity in the background, Bethlehem, and then the 3 kings. It turned out just gorgeous. And then I did this one. Mary and Joseph on their way to Bethlehem. I think it's called Journey to Bethlehem. And this one I did 1 over 1 on 25 count. Oh, has a thread on it. Catherine helped me with this one, I remember, because I got bogged down. Oops. Knocked the poster down. And then this is where I am on keeping watch. Those are just gorgeous. Gorgeous design. So that one will stay on, but I hope that it comes off before May 19th. On May 20th in 2023, I started Home is Where My Stitching Is by, it's in here somewhere, by the Primitive Hare. I'm not using the called for thread or fabric. Mine is on 36 count agave. And I'm using DMC white floss, sulky 12 weight thread in 3 colors, 1271, 1229, and 1149. So I did my own conversion. So that one is not finished yet. So it will stay on the board. On May 19th, I started Vintage Black Sampler by Owl Forest Designs. I'll show you the tiny little picture. Mine, I restarted it on, Catherine has it. This is the one she took home this year for my birthday and Mother's Day to work on for me because I had to restart it and I was so bummed. I think I'm doing it on 46 count white linen with 103 black silk. So when it comes back, I'll show it to you. But that one will stay. She'll do a section of it and then I'll get it back. So that one will stay on the board. On May 20th, I started a Mill Hill kit, part of their Nativity set. This one was called Baby Jesus. It does have a lot of beads. I just did felt on the back. I did it on the perforated paper that it came with and all the floss and beads that it came with. This is the first one I've done in the Nativity series. I want to do all of them. I'll probably do one a year. So that one can come off. On May 21st in 2021, I started a Prairie Schooler alphabet. And I was going to do the whole alphabet. You have to buy the leaflets, come 3 letters at a time. You have to buy them all separately. And I'm just about finished with D. I have decided that the amount of time it would take to finish all 26 letters and the amount of time that I work on it, it'd take years and years and years and years for how fast I'm going. So I am going to end it right there with D, and I will either make it into a pillow or frame it, just that much. I think it's darling. So that one's going to come off the board. It's been retired, ended where it is. And then last year on May 22nd, I started Blackberry Lane Designs Gingerbread House. Candy Cane Lane, I think this one is. She has several gingerbread houses. I had stitched the front side 2 years ago. And then last year I stitched the back side. You can see the back of the elf, the back of the house. He's got a bucket of gumdrops down here that he's putting up on the house. He's got a bag of them here. You can see where he's putting them up. I love her gingerbread. Her gingerbread houses are all double-sided because one shows the back of the house and one side shows the front of the house. So cute. And I fully finished it this year before Christmas. I had it up at Christmas time. So that one can come off. On May 23rd, I started a dimensions kit called Village Canal. Just last year, I started it. It will look like this when it's finished. Mine is on 32 Count Blue Dreams by Fabric Flair, and I'm using the kit floss 2/2. And this is what I have so far. So it will stay on the board. And then on May 24th last year, I started Sweet Summertime by Counting Puddles. And I finished it. This is 32 count antique white even weave. No, it's white. It's white even weave. It's not antique. And I used the called for DMC with 2 strands of floss over 2 fabric threads. And I love it. I love this pineapple has back stitching on top of it. No, the sun has back stitching on top of it to make that beautiful design. So does the lemonade. So do the lemons. It's just gorgeous. I love the background stitching. I just think it is so pretty. So I finished that one, so that one can come off. So if I finish keeping watch by May 19th, I think, if I counted right, I have 16 open spaces this year. I will go to May 25th this year since it's 2025. When I very first started in 2018, I did 18 new starts, except that I think I did five or six whips, projects I had already started. I put them in slots, and then I started, what would that be, 12 new things in 2018. And then ever since then, if I finish the piece, I take it off and put in a new piece in May. And if I didn't finish it, it just stays on. So these pieces will stay on this year. I'll start on May 1st with a brand new piece. I don't know which one yet. Because May 1st doesn't have one on it, so I can put one in there. And then I just work on each one as many hours as I can that day. So now I'll show you the 16 pieces that I pulled to fill in the 16 slots. Some of them are works in progress, and some of them are brand new. This is Spring in a Box by New York Dreamer. I started this at the St. George Retreat in March. And it goes this way. This is what I have so far. So it's just barely been started. Mine is on 32 count. I'm pretty sure. I'll put that in the description box. With the called for floss. And I will do another one of these ornaments. I have already done the bakery and the church, these two. So I'll pick one of these other ones and start that. I'm not sure which one yet. They're all so cute. This will be the next one I do in the Nativity Mill Hill Kit series. I'm going to do Mary with all the perforated paper and beads and floss that it comes with. And then I'm going to do this button and beads kits by Mill Hill called Outdoor Adventure. So that will be a brand new start. This is another mesh bag that I got at the Shepherd's Bush Retreat last October. So I'm going to start that. That will be a brand new start. I have the floss and everything for it, and it will look like that. And then I also have this tiny matching bag. This is, I believe this is a freebie from Cherry Blossoms, but it's a pattern to go on a mini bag using Sulky 12 weight. So that those are kind of go together. This was a little, is it a pin cushion or a fob? It's a fob. It's a scissor fob that we also got at the Shepherd's Bush Retreat last October, and it's on the back of it, it says Shepherd's Retreat. I think they have another version now that probably came out at market that doesn't say Shepherd's Retreat. But it came as a kit. So I'm going to stitch that. That will be a new start. This was a market chart that came with, there was a spool you could also buy, and you stitch it on the perforated paper and then you wrap it around the spool. And in my regular video that I'm going to do next, with the part where I show what all the things I bought at the last 2 retreats, is the spool that goes with this. So I'm going to use that 18 count perforated paper that's in there, and I'm going to stitch it with Crescent Colors Cupid red floss. This is a fun design by Mama Loves You GB, the Panic Button collection. I think I'm going to stitch the panic one and then this beautiful one down here. So that will be a brand new start. Oh, itchy nose. Whoa. This is a Just Nan Butterflies, Blossoms, and Bees kit. Well chart. That will be a brand new start. Look at this darling bag that my sister-in-law Debbie gave me for my birthday. She made it herself. Look at those bunnies. Look at them. They are so cute. I'm going to stitch this. Start this one. It will be a brand new start. L'Atelier by Camille Collier-Camps. I'll use the called for DMC on white 32 count, I think, even weave. This one is a Carolyn Manning design called Garden Stroll. If you buy this Sulky 12 weight pack of colors, you get the pattern for free from Sulky, but it's a Carolyn Manning pattern called Garden Stroll. I'll just flash it a little bit. I'm going to do it on this gorgeous 36 count Demoiselle by Picture This Plus. So that will be a brand new start. This is Sweet Wing Studio, Forever in Peace. I'm going to stitch that. That will also be a brand new start. And then there are 4 kit pieces that I got at the Shepherd's Bush retreat last year that I haven't worked on since then. So they're going to feel like new starts, but I did work on them at the retreat, so they have already been started. This is Swarse's Garden by the Thread Gatherer. She gave us the fabric and the floss, silk floss to stitch this, and the pattern. And this is how much I have so far. I had a class. Oh, no, as part of the retreat, all of the designers collaborated. Do I have a photo? Oh, no. Yes. All the designers there collaborated for this pattern. called, it's their Shared Stitches pattern for the year. Garden of Blessings. This is what I have so far on that one. I had a class from Chessie and me. This piece is called Garden Blessings. Came with the fabric and the floss. This is what I have so far. And then the last one was a class I took from Heartstring Samplery called Garden of Blessings. That was the theme of the retreat, Garden of Blessings. It also had it was a class with the kit and the floss provided. And this is what I have so far on that one. I'm so excited to get back to those. Okay, that is all the May-nia news for 2025. It will start tomorrow on May 1st. I haven't decided which piece I'm going to start on May 1st. May 2nd will be Mystery Rquoir, and May 3rd will be, no, May 2nd will be R-Kade. May 3rd will be Mystery Rquoir, but I haven't decided what I'm going to put into that May 1st slot yet. But I will do an update video about halfway through probably and show you what I've started so far, and then I'll do another one at the end of the month. So I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to put things away and reset and do a normal video. So I'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.